Hey
friends,
friends, welcome back. So we're here today at Universal Studios Orlando because something very exciting happened yesterday.
Yesterday they announced every single Halloween Horror Nights house and every single Halloween Horror Nights scare zone.
So basically we're going to take the most recent speculation map and where all the houses are speculated to be located at, and we're going to do a lap around the park. We're going to show you guys where they're supposed to be, what the scare zones are supposed to be, where they're supposed to be located, give you like Universal's description. And then I think a little later we might have some friends meeting us here to go to Minion Land.
Yep.
Hopefully Villan-Con Minion Blast is open.
And hopefully we can make it over to the Islands of Adventure because we might have a little treat set aside for one of our friends. So stay tuned to see what this little treat is. Stay tuned to see all these Halloween Horror Nights updates.
And after we do a little lap, we'll sit down with you guys and go over like our hype list and which ones we're most anticipated for, which ones we're not as anticipated for, because I know our lists are very different.
Yes, because there are a lot of houses that you haven't seen some material of, and then there are houses, some of like you get more excited for some of the IP houses, and I get more excited for some of the originals.
Yeah.
So let's just go have a Universal Halloween Horror Nights update kind of day. So walking directly straight from the entrance of the park, over by the Universal store, straight down Illuminations Boulevard, this is going to be the location of our first scare zone. Okay, so behind me is going to be the first scare zone we walk into, and this one's going to be Dr. Oddfellow's Collection of Horror. Dr. Oddfellow will lure you into Halloween Horror Nights with a promise of immortality. As he lifts the veil of all horrors to come, you'll soon realize that you may not survive the night. So, Dr. Oddfellow, I guess, is going to be kind of like not the new, but the icon sort of this year. He's going to be in every scare zone, and he has his own house. So, I'm very excited to see what this scare zone and all the other scare zones have to offer.
We don't have much going on as far as Horror Nights over here. I think that has a lot to do with the opening of Villan-Con. And speaking of, it's actually open. So we might pause this Horror Nights stuff.
And go ride that.
Yeah, so let's go get in line.
We'll see you right back.
We'll be right back, Horror Nights. How hype are you?
I am extremely excited. To be honest, they haven't been opening, like what I've seen online, they haven't been opening later in the afternoon. So I was walking here at 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning, seeing us open. It's got me very excited.
And just like that.
Just like that, dude. That line.
I definitely won, guys.
Yeah, 503. That's what I got. What was
I
your
got
score?
367.
Okay. But that ride, dude, that ride was really fun. Like, I feel like it's a great addition to the
Yeah, we don't want to give any spoilers, but definitely come check it out.
Definitely come and check it out.
If you like Minions and you've seen the movie, you'll love it.
If you like any type of shooter, Men in Black,
there's even like,
Mania,
yeah, and it's like taking place at Universal Studios, so the little
it's fun. It's a lot
scenes
of fun.
in there are
You guys
fun.
definitely need to come and check it out.
Yeah. Alright guys, so here is the location that's speculated to be our first hub. We're going to have Yeti Campground Kill. So we love the Yeti house they did a couple years back. That one was a little bit more like in the snow. They were huge, white Yetis. I think this one's going to be a little bit different. So it says, Yeti or not, here they come. You and your friends are about to venture into a 1950s campground overrun by huge, menacing Yetis who rip apart anyone who gets in their way. You must flee to the ranger tower to escape. So I think this one might be like more like darker Yetis, like hiding in the trees, blended in that vibe. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So coming down Illuminations Boulevard, right across from Bake My Day, you will have the second entrance to one of your Halloween Horror Nights haunted houses. In the park over here is where they usually have all the turnstiles set up. Set up all in front of the stage. They're gonna have many rows of just switchbacks of lines, and they're gonna go all the way over there to the right underneath Rip Ride Rocket into the sound stages.
Here we have our next house. This one is speculated to be The Exorcist. So this movie actually doesn't even come out until October 13th. So it's a little odd that we're getting a house that won't be, for a movie that won't be out until Horror Nights is almost over. But it says that it's The Exorcist Believer, an evil reawakened. 2 missing girls have been found with no memory of what happened to them, but wherever they went, the ultimate evil has returned with them. Enter the most terrifying scenes from this new Blumhouse film. We're super excited for this one. We were fans of the original Exorcist. We're going to be fans of this movie, I'm sure, and I'm sure we're going to be fans of this house. So let's go on to our next one.
Okay, so over here in the Jimmy Fallon Theater is going to be our next house. So for the last few years, they've been putting a queue in this theater for Halloween Horror Nights house, and that queue leads to a backstage back behind Jimmy Fallon. And this one is going to be called Blood Moon Dark Offerings. In a colonial era village, moon worshippers witness a blood moon at their fall festival. They take it as a sign to hunt down any non-followers, including you and your Scream Squad. So this house is going to be a good one, I feel.
Yeah, so this is one of the originals this year. We're excited.
Indeed. I can't wait.
Next house is actually going to be the Dueling Dragons, Choose Thy Fate. This house we're super excited for. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the Dueling Dragons coaster that was over at Islands that Hagrid later replaced. But this is kind of like a little tie into that, a little memorial to that. So no matter who you choose, you lose. 2 warlocks of great power were turned into dragons after trying to take Merlin's spellbook. Now you and your friends are caught in their epic battle. You must choose the path and the victor. So based on the path and the victor and choosing that, we're assuming there's going to be like 2 different ways that you can go. Kind of like the coaster, there was 2 different sides you could pick. Each time was a different experience. I think it's going to be something similar to that. Right next to Dueling Dragons, we actually have the Stranger Things 4 house. So try to escape the curse of Vecna. You'll need your squad to resist Vecna's gruesome curse. Like 11, now is your chance to stop him once and for all. Take on the scariest season of Stranger Things yet. As everybody knows, the Stranger Things houses are known for being amazing. They tell the story perfectly. They showcase the show amazingly. And every room feels like you're really living in the show. Season 4 was my favorite. I'm so excited for Vecna. I'm so excited for Eddie. I'm so excited for all of it. We cannot wait for Stranger Things. This is going to be a good one.
Next scare zone, after you get out of those 2 houses, is going to be Vamp 69 Summer of Blood. And the description reads, as a 60s music festival in a small New York town, you'll jam to popular bands with fellow concertgoers until Dr. Oddfellow unleashes vicious vampires on the audience. They'll be out for your blood. So, as past Halloween Horror Nights has with these Vamp scare zones, the Vamp scare zones are always fun. They're always very enjoyable, and they're very creepy. All the vampires are very scary in every single one of them, so we're very excited for this.
Alright, so we have a lot of lighting going on right in front of Mummy, directly across from Transformers. Over here, definitely, there's a lot covered. I think we have one set over there that will kind of show you guys a little bit more. And then right behind us, there's another one that's covered.
And it looks like all these little stands, all the way from the start of the tribute store where we showed you earlier, all the way down here to over by Louis is like going to be basically the Vamp 69 scare zone.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big scare zone.
Yes, it's definitely the largest of all the scare zones throughout the park.
Okay, you can get a little sneak peek of kind of the colors and what's covered. But it looks like, based on what we can see, it's going to have the same vibe as the stage over there. Similar artwork, maybe.
So over here by Fast and the Furious, right next to where the Beat Builders play, it will most likely be the entrance to our next house. Okay, so for the last few years at Halloween Horror Nights, we have a tent set up behind the Fast and Furious. They use the Fast and Furious queue for the Horror Nights house. So the house that's supposed to be over here this year is Chucky, and it's called Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. Chucky is back for even more carnage. Chucky, the serial killer doll, is back for a new gore fest. He's hijacked his own haunted house with all kinds of bloody hijinks. You and your friends must try to survive his ultimate kill count. So this is probably our favorite part about Fast and Furious, is the fact that there's a house that goes through it and you get to wait in the queue. But besides that, you know how we feel about that.
Yeah, and this one's actually based off the show. It's
Yes.
not based off the movie.
Yes.
So I actually have not seen, I've seen all the movies, of course, but I haven't seen most of the show. So I'm going to have to catch up on that.
Yeah, we'll have to do a little binge sesh before we come to Horror Nights this year, for sure.
Okay, and like we said, right there's Chez Alcatraz, and then you're going to come out of there into your next scare zone, which this one is going to be the Shipyard 32 Horrors Unhinged. You're going to be entering a 1940s San Francisco shipping yard full of mysterious crates and cages bearing Dr. Oddfellow's symbols. Beware, his nightmarish oddities have now escaped, spreading fear and chaos in their wake. Okay, so we're gonna head into Diagon Alley because we have some speculation that there's gonna be Dementors during Halloween Horror Nights. Are you kidding me? We have been wanting this to happen for so long. I'm the biggest Harry Potter nerd, and there's some stuff thrown around Diagon Alley that's kind of hinting towards them coming. But when all the houses and the scare zones were announced, that wasn't announced, as well as another little show that we'll talk about whenever we get over to that side of the park. But let's go check and see what they got going on in there.
So this stuff right here that they have, this is stuff that isn't normally out here in Diagon Alley. So this is what makes us think they may have Dementors here during Halloween Horror Nights. So another thing is they have this barrel and a big crate, but inside of this crate, you can see there's some lighting up in there. Might be a fog machine down low and all, but these are more things I think that points to the Dementors here in Diagon Alley.
Alright, you're not going to be able to see much, but we do have some more kind of crates like that with lighting and fog. So I think it's pretty safe to say we might be getting these Dementors.
Yes, and we are very excited because, like we said, it's going to be the first time that it's ever going to be happening during a Halloween Horror Nights event.
Okay, so back again this year, we have another Nightmare Fuel show. This year, we have the Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream. The show that sparked your darkest dreams has reignited. Let your nightmares burn out of control as the pyro and aerial performers fire you up to the beat of metal and electronic music. Alright, so right next to Men in Black, what do we got?
So this is going to be Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins. Your soul is a price he's willing to pay. You won't be able to resist going inside Dr. Oddfellow's menacing menagerie of twisted oddities. But the price for you and your friends is steep. The cost of your souls to feed his immortal power. So this house is definitely one of our most anticipated house for the year. So me and Alexis are both very excited for this house.
Alright, so we're going to keep going. Down here on the other side of Men in Black, I think we should have a couple more entrances to some more houses.
So there's two more right on the other side of Men in Black, so when we get over there, we'll show you. For some reason, on the speculation map, it shows that there's going to be a Halloween Horror Nights house entrance between Dr. Oddfellow's on the left side of Men in Black and where normally the house entrances are on the right side of Men in Black. I don't know where, but we're going to just show you where they normally are.
Okay, so right here is where we're a little bit iffy on where the entrance is going to be for the next house. Normally we have two houses set up over here and you kind of enter and exit throughout the same. Like if you go in one, you enter out the opposite side. But we're not sure if that's going to be the case. But based on the speculation map, this would be the darkest deal. So blues musician Pine Straw Spruce will have to face the music after meeting the collector and trading his soul for musical glory. You and your squad learn the terrible price of fame. So I'm interested in this house. It's not my most anticipated, but I'm definitely excited to see what's going on, what it's about.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. Okay, so right here is rumored to be the entrance to the Last of Us house. And the Last of Us says, step into the world of the Last of Us. You and your squad will encounter the haunting and overgrown world of the video game in a brand new, terrifying way. Stay silent if you want to survive a multitude of clickers, hunters, and more. So, I've seen the show, I haven't played the video game, I've seen a couple clips of it, but according to some of the sources that I watch on YouTube, the video game and the show are very similar, so I'm very excited for this house.
Alright, so we finally have the walls down over in Simpsons, and over here, there's rumored to be a Megan
Roaming horde of just Megans. So, like we said, it's rumored. This is one of the only things that isn't confirmed by Universal, but there is a lot of speculation for this.
We were originally thinking it was going to be a house, but now
They're just saying it's going to be a random horde.
Which I actually like more.
Yes, but last year they didn't do anything in this area of the park, so hopefully this year they change that again and go back to normal and just start doing random stuff.
Yeah, we used to have like the chainsaw guys out here.
Yep.
So I think Megan would be a nice switch up.
Yes, I think it'll be fun. So it's on the speculation map, it shows that they're going to have an entrance to a house over here in the Big Zone area. How they're going to work that one out, we're not really sure. We're assuming that we're just going to go in and out of the ETQ like normal, but this house is rumored to be the new Universal Monsters Unmasked house. It says 4 Universal Monsters, 1 new nightmare. Descend into the Paris catacombs where you and your squad will face a new horde of monsters. Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde, the Phantom of the Opera, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the Invisible Man. So these are 4 of the monsters that we haven't seen in houses yet, and we are both very excited because usually the Universal Monster houses
Our
always,
killer.
always a
Get
hit.
it?
Yes, yeah, you got it. But they're usually always a good house, so we're very excited.
Okay, so behind me we have our next scare zone. This one is going to be the Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror. In the 1920s, Dr. Oddfellow ventured deep into the darkest jungle, performing horrific experiments on nature. Now his monstrous creations are running amok and are coming after you. So I think this one's going to be cool.
Yeah,
I like this one. I like the idea. I like the description. I think it's going to be like dark.
Yeah.
I really like they're all tied into Dr. Oddfellow.
Yeah, and the ones that they usually do in this area are always well played and well designed. So I'm very excited.
We're very excited for this one. Let's go. We'll walk through it to get to the next house.
All throughout this scare zone, they have all different types of lighting trusses. They have wires going from truss to truss, and throughout all behind all these fences, they have a bunch of speakers. So this is good. This means that this scare zone is well underway, and it's going to be a good one this year. I'm very excited for it. Here in Hollywood is going to be our last scare zone. Our last scare zone in Hollywood is rumored to be Dark Zodiac. Dr. Oddfellow has entered a dark dimension to harness the power of the Zodiac and live forever. He twists the signs of malevolent beings to foretell your doom. As his star rises, yours falls. So I think this one is going to be another hit because usually every scare zone in Hollywood is a good scare zone, so because they always have a bunch of room. But as of right now, you can see there's not really too much set up. There's only a few trusses, only a few lighting rigs, but I think that's because the tribute store is still over here. So I feel like once we start getting closer, the tribute store will go away and they'll be able to expand all the sets to their fullness. So we stopped at the Minion Cafe for lunch, and we got Mel's Meatball Mountain. It's a wood oven baked stuffed pizza with meatballs, basil, fresh mozzarella, and a lot of marinara. And this thing is heavy, it's hot, and it looks delicious.
Yeah, it was $14.99 plus you get your annual pass holder discount. So
it's not that bad.
We're excited to try that.
Yeah, it's a perfect thing to share for 2 people, I think. And then, of course, we had to get Otto's pepperoni because that thing is delicious. A little basil, a little marinara. Cheers. That's really good. You can taste like the wood oven taste.
Yeah, because one of the only things they left from the Monsters Cafe was the pizza oven.
Yeah,
so that's used.
And it is so good. The meatballs are delicious. Everything is nice and fresh. This is a good 7 or 8 out of 10 for sure.
Okay. Let's get a little bit of everything.
Alright, that is good.
That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. The mozzarella is still cold and fresh. The meatballs are good. I think they're definitely just like frozen meatballs. But pretty good. The sauce is good. It's a little bit better than like the pizza fry sauce. And the crust is good. And it's huge. Like we're splitting this and hopefully we finish it.
Yeah, there's plenty of food.
I think this one's like a 7 out of 10. So we just had lunch at the Minion Cafe. Came out. This is the first time we've actually seen the Minions in Illumination. It's always the characters from Sing whenever we're here. So that is awesome. We love seeing the Minions.
Alright, so after we finished up at Universal, we headed over to Islands and Adventures, and we're going to walk into the All Hallows Eve boutique, because it looks like they got some new Exorcist merchandise for the house release. Let's go check it out. Here's the new Exorcist shirt that they put out the other day. I really like this shirt. They've been putting more white shirts out this year for the first time that I've seen, at least, and this one is the first one I'm not really disappointed in. Turn this corner over here, they also have the Vecna shirt, Stranger Things.
Alright, friends. So today, it's been quite a while
Yeah,
since we
so-
talked to you. So we went and did all of our Horror Nights updates. We had some lunch at the Minion Cafe with our family. And then our niece is going back to school soon. So this is kind of like her end of summer Universal trip. So she really wanted to ride the water ride. So we went and did Jurassic Park and
Yep.
Popeyes.
And then I also had a extra Ruby pass for Hagrid. So you're actually able to skip the line on Hagrid.
Mhm.
Use Express. It was actually really cool because it was the first time I used Express on Hagrid. And they didn't even take us through the normal queue. They took us all the way through the back and through the exit line. Directly onto the ride. I didn't have to wait any of the queue. It was awesome. Definitely one of the best experiences.
And it was her first time, so
Yes.
she had so much fun. Kyle let her ride the motorbike before.
Always. It was so much fun.
But really, we're going to sit down. We're going to go home, kind of sit down, and think about our hype list. Because honestly, after being here, I'm even more informed. And I think we might do like a breakdown on TikTok for you guys on what our hype list is. So look out for that.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys next week. If you like this video, give us a like,
comment,
and subscribe.
All right,
Love you,
bye.
bye.